Watching one of your favorite fighters get knocked out is one of the worst feelings on the planet. Seeing them slumped over and having to hear John Anik screaming in your ear is a universal fight fan experience. It's just an unfortunate reality of being a fan of MMA. Eventually, one of your favorite fighters is gonna get knocked out. But something different has been going on these past few years. It seems like more and more of my favorite fighters are getting slept. And that's not even the bad part. The worst of it, it's all being done by the same person. I am putting it on the record that I have beef with Ilia Topuria. Not the kind of beef where I want to get physical with him, of course, but the kind of beef where I'll flip him the bird when he's not looking. There is no reason for that man to hit that hard. The ATF needs to start regulating his hands as a weapon or something. Ilia would be in the right to steal Jeremy Stevens' infamous quote, because when he hits people, they don't freaking move. It pisses me off how clean his boxing is. Not only is he sleeping my favorite fighters, he is making it look nice too. It all started with the fight against Ryan Hall. Hall isn't that big of a name, but I really liked him because of how chill he looked. I mean, when you look at him, he looks more like a Geek Squad associate than a professional fighter. He was just so dope to watch. And then, Ilia happened. The whole fight, Ryan was trying to pull Ilia into his guard. Then Ilia realized he could just start punching him. It didn't take much, but Hall was out cold. And this was my introduction to Ilia, but I really didn't think much of him. If only I knew the pain this man would end up causing me. He would also submit Bryce Mitchell. That was before I found out how ignorant he is. I'm not even exaggerating. Mitchell should not be on anyone's podcast. The Josh Emmett fight was insane. Emmett's skull has to be made out of adamantium. It is not humanly possible to eat all of those shots. Now it's time for the big one. Ilia punches his way up to a title fight with Volk. And at this point, after seeing Volk beat Max Holloway 3 times, all of which I cried, I thought Volk had this one in the bag. Don't get me wrong, Ilia is good, but clearly Volk is on another level. I watched this fight with my friends in Discord, and we could not believe what just happened. Volk has never been knocked out before, and the only time he was stopped, he was fighting an engineer for Prometheus. Volk used to play rugby at 215 pounds. I didn't think it was possible for him to get knocked out. Fast forward to his first title defense against the one and only Max Blessed Holloway. Max is by far the most entertaining fighter. He has had so many iconic moments in his career. He adjusted Ortega's guard mid-fight, he no-look punched Cater, and my favorite, he had a last-second KO against Gaethje. And at this point, he has never been knocked out. He was known for being an amazing striker and had a great chin, the perfect recipe to beat Topuria. So I was locked in on my boy Max. Max was dripped out in his floral fight kit and it was showtime. Ilia had his moments, Max had his moments, and then it happened. I'm all for post-fight celebrations, but did he really have to pretend to drink tea? I was just staring at my monitor, so many thoughts racing through my head, and then I realized, I think I hate this man. Ever since that night, I have been the self-appointed founder and CEO of the Ilia Topuria Hate Club. In all seriousness, that knockout really bummed me out. The next day, I'll be in the middle of something and then remember that Max just got knocked out and it will ruin my mood. We were officially in the Ilia Topuria era, and at this point, I was pretty excited to see what he had next. It seemed like he wanted to be an active fighter and stack up defenses, but then he dropped the belt. He moves up in weight and it's looking like he's going to fight Islam. At this point, my respect for him is through the roof because while some undefeated fighters try to protect a record, Ilia is trying to fight Islam, a guy no one wants to fight. But then Islam ends up vacating. And I'm like, okay, I wonder who he's gonna fight now. On May 13th, 2025, I was sitting on the toilet, scrolling through Instagram, when I saw this. I'm a huge Charles Oliveira fan. His story is just so inspiring, but finding out he is going to fight Ilia threw me into a panic. Oliveira is known for many things: Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, having blonde hair, wearing cool glasses. You know what he's not known for? Having a good chin. He gets dropped all the time. It's almost expected that he would get dropped at least once during his fights. This is just a really bad matchup for Charles. but he wants the belt, Ilya wants the belt. What can you do? It is now International Fight Week, and for what it's worth, Oliveira won the press conference 10-8, and I'm actually starting to get more confident in Oliveira because if he's calm, then I'm calm. It is fight time, and right away, Charles takes him down. At this moment, I am screaming at my monitor, hoping that Ilya taps. Somehow, he doesn't tap, and they are back on their feet. We all know what happens next. I fell to my knees in my room. Is this how Simba felt when Mufasa died? Ilya's a classy fighter and was very respectful in the end. If someone had to knock Oliveira out, I'm glad it was him, I guess. His power is just insane. Now it looks like he's going to fight Paddy. I wouldn't want to be Paddy. But that's it. That's how Ilya Topuria rained on my parade. 4 separate times. And Ilya, if you're watching this, fuck you!